Hello, YouTube viewers. This is Sensitive Michael, bringing you a new podcast from my shipment called The Cinnamon Crystal Reveal. Like always, this podcast is brought to you by Screw Production. And like always, I'm going to speak very loudly, very clearly, and very slowly in case you don't understand me. Now, let's get into this reveal. Episode 20. Crystal Tokyo, King Amen. Anyway, so this episode left off. This episode starts off left off in episode 2, episode 19. Well, say the moon, say the business, and talk to the match, and really make the future Tuxedo Match, who's King Even. Well, I'm just gonna call him King Tuxedo Match throughout this whole video. So basically, they make the future King Tuxedo Mask or a holographic image of the future King Tuxedo Mask and Diana honest and luminous daughter in the future. Now anyway, so basically, King Tuxedo Mask explained that on this holographic image, my body's somewhere up. It's headed somewhere else in this castle because right now I'm unconscious right now. So basically, this is so I'm just jacking myself into this holographic image of me. So anyway, so King Tuxedo Mask told Sailor Moon and the others that him and Sereno come future king and queen of the 30th century Tokyo. In 30th century Tokyo. Also, he goes on that when Serena finally really awakened the silver crystal powers that the people on Earth and everybody in the 30th century doesn't really age at all. So basically everybody doesn't age. So basically they look like the same age like they're looking for. So anyway, Sailor Moon and Tuxedo Mask were shocked to hear that there will be king and queen of the future Crystal Tokyo. Also, Diana told Luna Artemis that she's her daughter in the future, and that was also shock. So anyway, so Sailor Moon asked what happened here. He said, I don't really know what happened, but one day future Serenity went out one day, went at the palace one day, and this big explosion happened. During this explosion, Queen Serenity was body was still in that crystal, in this crystal Haku you see right in front of you. When the blast went off, when the explosion happened, he said that me in the future said stops and the other future version that you guys sell was knocked unconscious. But except for Rini. After that, that's why I'm using this hologram image of myself to talk to you. Also, when that happened, he said that's when that black crystal starts to appear. That's when the black crystals start to appear. Also, so did the black moon. Now we get into more details about the moon. Turns out there are vicious militia who was banished was banished by some other vicious group of, like a cartel of murderers, basically. They're like murderous creeps, so basically that's the black moon in there. Well, they haven't killed anybody yet, but that's what King Tucking Mask said about them. Anyway, he said during that time, that's when the black crystal showed up on Earth. And when the black crystal showed up on Earth, a lot of the people on Earth started to disappear. Anyway. He said, maybe you can help us. So Venus got to the point, man. Do you know where the black moon headquarters is? So King Tuxedo Mask took him to a advanced computer and showed them the black moon's hideout. Turns out the hideout is on a planet called Nemesis. That's where the black crystal comes from. And it's like, oh yeah, remembering that all the sisters had these black crystal earrings. So and King Tuxedo Mask, so it makes sense. Somehow the black moon kingdom is somehow harness the power of the black crystal. So anyway, he said. So he gave him he told him how showed him where the headquarters is, where the black told him where the Nemesis planet is at, but he didn't know how to get there, but he told him the coordinates and stuff. At that moment, Tuxedo Mask and Sailor Moon started to fade. So King Tuxedo Mask is like, you need to go back to your time period, because if you stay here less long, you guys will fade out. You guys will fade out of existence. So anyway, King Tuxedo Mask showed them back to the time door, and Venus is like, hey, maybe can the Pluto help us to say the other side of the sky? It's and King Tuxedo Mask is like, well, she could, but she can't. But she can't leave. She can't leave her guard duties at this point in time. So basically, but maybe. So she can't help you at this moment, but in the future, maybe in the future, maybe maybe once this effect is done, maybe she can help you guys out in the future. Anyway, King Tuxedo has ordered Poodle to give him give Telemul and the others one of her time keys to send them back to their own time period. Diana stayed behind with King Tuxedo Mask. King Tuxedo Mask. So anyway, so Sentinel used the time keys to return them back to their own time period. So anyway, when they got back to the time period, Darren was talking to Serena that I should take Winnie for the night, so take Winnie for the night, so that way you can watch it. And Cinnamon was like, what? And started to get jealous of Winnie, and she ran off. And she went out at her house. She was still mad that Darren wanted to take Winnie for the night, and still was jealous of Winnie. Anyway, so at Darren's house, we see Darren stared out at his bedroom window while Winnie was sleeping in his bed. Anyway, we cut to the secret at the Black Moon's headquarters. We see Prince David staring at a holographic image of Queen Serena, looking at that image, very creepy, like saying to herself, "One day you will be mine." So anyway, that's when movie and that green-haired chick came in the room and told her that, sir, so it's time to execute the next plan, finally casting Weenie in the Silver Crystal and say the Venus. It's like, but you. Make sure you so he said okay, and then we cut back to Darren's house the next morning. Darren woke up and found Weenie was gone. So Weenie went back to the time portal where Poodle was. Weenie was happy, like Poodle was asking, "What do you do here?" She said, "I want to see my mom and my dad and the others one more time." So Poodle was against it, but okay, I'll let you guys see. All right, make it quick. Anyway, so Weenie went into a room where King Tuxedo Mask and the future Shadow Scouts and Luna Artemis were all unconscious, laid out on the table. Diana was sleeping right next to Luna and Artemis. So basically, so she patted Diana and said, "Don't worry. Soon the others will wake up. Soon your parents will wake up, just like my parents." Very soon. Anyway, she went to go see her mom. Then, after she was done done seeing the others, she left the past, and that's when the green-headed chick showed up and captured Weenie and try to force her to tell her where's your future mom and future dad, and the future just got hiding in the palace, in the Crystal Palace, and tell her how can I get in that palace. That's when Sailor Moon, Venus, Artemis, Luna, and Tuxedo Mask showed up and managed to free Winnie from the greenhead chick. So anyway, Sailor Moon tried to do her moon sector, but it didn't work once again. So she remembering what Weenie said. He said that for some reason that the human creature doesn't want to work in the future when the because of the black crystal. So basically she can't. So basically she can't use any of her powers. So anyway, so the greenhead chick managed to capture Tuxedo Mask, Venus and Sailor Moon, and started to drain their energy. So at that moment, King Tuxedo Mask showed up and with the other Tuxedo Mask, they combined their powers and do that Tuxedo Mask fake Kamehameha and destroyed the greenhead ship once and for all. So I know what you're thinking right now. You're thinking, oh, this is the part where Mooney shows up. She tells her captured the weak state of being that took her away just like she did the other selves. Nope, not this time. Prince Damien and Wise Man showed up, and Damien uses his Dark Moon Mask to hypnotize Sailor Moon and trap Sailor Moon into a spirit like movies the others and about to take her away and trap her in the spirit like movies did the other Sailor Scouts, and that's how the episode ended. Oh my God! I gotta say, oh please somebody kick. I was hoping that Warrior showed up and kicked that shade of Venus. It's just not fair. It's just not fair. You know, like honestly, like I know you guys like, oh, that's some. How dare you say that? But honestly, it should be fair. You know, all the scouts to kid that set the shade of Venus. So you know, I think it should be fair. Like you know, kidnap shade of Venus while you're at it. So basically. So anyway, the next episode is episode 21. So it's entitled I think it was Incomplete Nemesis. So anyway, so until next time, this is Sincere Michael signing off. 1,